guys, we just had an epic podcast, episode 60. What episode? What?
This is 64.
64. Episode 64 with Team Shint.
That's right.
You got it right.
Good job, Team Shint.
Clint. Oh, I should say. I guess if you do Shint, it should be Sheena and Clint.
Yes.
Asbel from Haile Jewelry and Loans. Hey, I just want to put it in the right order, baby.
Yeah, no, you're doing
It's all
good. Doing good.
So you guys, it was awesome. Make sure you check it out, episode 64, WHOA GNV podcast. But we want to bring you a little extra piece of content here with the side hustle. And I just have, I've got a couple questions here. You got a couple questions?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay, Mike's got a couple. So we're good.
Hopefully they're not the same ones.
No, definitely not. So I'll go first.
Okay.
It's like a test.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
He's going to go first. That way I have to think on the fly when they're the same questions.
Exactly.
You have to redo your question.
Kind of not fair, actually.
Exactly.
It's all right.
So,
I'm
hey,
used to it.
So, have you guys, owning this pawn business, right? Have you guys ever been conned? You know, with a piece of jewelry or something. Have you ever been conned? And
hazards of the industry.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah, definitely.
You mean besides the robberies and burglaries and
Yeah, all the other stuff you got going on.
So you mean about an actual
client?
So I can't say that.
I like Sheena automatically
She's the
points
mic
to the
wrangler.
microphone.
Yeah.
Speaking to the microphone.
I mean, dude, the crazy thing about our business is there's always somebody trying to get you, right? There's fake everything. And so sooner or later you're going to buy something fake. I mean, there's guys that have sold fake watches across the entire United States to guys that have been doing this for 30 and 40 years. And, they're selling 150 watches. So I think it's obviously we try to minimize it, but we get relaxed sometimes too.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the most common thing that's happened to us is buying fake gold. So every day we buy scrap gold. Broken pieces, one earring, whatever. That's what we do. We buy precious metal every day. People come in and sell me gold.
I bought way more good pieces than bad.
Yes, of course. But there's that's the first thing that pops into my mind because that seems to be a common scam that people do.
Okay, but after they've left and then you analyze it a little bit more or something.
Yeah, a month later, I feel like it changes over the month that it sits at my store.
So, okay, what he's referring to there is operating off a pawn license. Florida law requires you to hold the items that you purchase for 30 days. So we buy something today, 30 days from now is when we pull it from our inventory to review it and look at it and then decide, are we going to send this to the refinery? Are we going to put it out on our case to sell? Or are we just going to text a client to see if they want it, right? So 30 days has passed and you can pull out a piece of gold or something. You're like, that doesn't look like gold anymore. What happened there? Because, we have tools and tests to do. One being an acid test is how it's referred, and you're literally pouring acid onto it. But there's super fakes, and super fakes are things that are really, really good. And, sometimes you get burnt, and it's definitely happened.
Has that happened a lot?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Because we're in Gainesville and we're spoiled. We keep talking about how we have these great relationships and we deal.
And
we
there's
know
two of us. We're testing our own stuff. It's not like a random employee that's just doing a quick thing or overlooks it. I mean,
it's
I
a
think
lot
that's
different.
when you have a lot more.
Yeah.
When it's your own cash that you're putting out, you're really cutting into things and making sure the acid's, doing the correct test. Yeah.
Gosh,
It hasn't happened
It's just
much.
such an interesting business.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, every day somebody's trying to bring you a fake bag, a fake watch, a fake diamond, a fake something,
Have you ever been yo, dude, no, this is fake. Get out. You have?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my best story was a dude brought this big gold chain to me, and he's like, bro, I need to sell my chain. He's like, it's real. I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. It's not looking right. He's like, bro, my chain's real. And he starts getting crazy with me. I'm like, all right, I got you. So I take this bottle of acid, and instead of putting a little drop on it, I pour the whole bottle on it. And it's gold almost catches on fire. And
It eats it off. The acid.
It eats the whole thing. It starts smoking. I was like, all right. I was like, here's your real chain back. And it's melted.
He's like, dude, you messed up my real.
Yeah. No, he was mad.
He's like, bro, you messed up my real chain.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
But it honestly, man, we're pretty careful. It doesn't happen too often, but I can't say it's never happened.
I was just interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Mike, what do you got?
So I think if there was ever a reality TV show that was going to be scooter-centric, it would probably be us that were doing it.
Oh, for sure.
Humble brag, maybe. No, but I feel like you probably get asked this all the time. We had like a little bit of a renaissance of pawn and the TV. What's real about what you see on TV? What's so far off what you guys actually deal with? Is there any similarities? What are the differences?
So I think like those shows, so we were in the pawn business before those shows came out, right? So I actually think it's done a lot of good for the industry because it's kind of explained and shown the people behind the counters and like, hey, we're not somebody just like ripping you off and crazy, whatever people think. I don't even know at this point what they think. But in the same sense, it's still television, so it's still scripted. So do those situations happen? Yes. Are they like hyped up and scripted for TV? Absolutely. But yes, and also keep in mind, we're in Gainesville and we're in Haile Plantation. So we deal with a totally different clientele than like Detroit or
Vegas.
or Vegas.
Yeah.
And we went to the Vegas store actually like 10 years ago.
It's not near as impressive in person as it is on TV. And I think the biggest thing, they play up these deals like every day you're getting like a rocket that comes in or some crazy like item. And it's just not,
artifact, right?
It's not realistic. Like, I mean, they get a lot of just,
I mean, it's television.
shit that comes in every day too.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing on TV. Like, it is real life. Like, we get some crazy stuff and we get some really cool stuff. But it's like on a day-to-day basis, I mean, you don't have what the TV shows have coming in like on a daily basis.
Sometimes it's not even the item that's crazy. Sometimes it's the person.
The people themselves.
most of the time it's the person.
Well, I wasn't going to ask what the craziest person you ever. I was going to ask what the from an artifact, from an item standpoint, what's the coolest thing you've come across?
Oh
Is there
my
something
goodness.
that stands
That's
out?
good. I like that.
Dude, because I come from a traditional pawn shop, I've had crazy stuff from like just crazy construction equipment to dragsters to somebody tried to borrow money on a sponge one time from Walmart. You know? I'm like, I can't do anything on that. So they had a fake animal one time. I'm like, nah, not really for me. But we see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's really no
There's
time.
really nothing that really shocks us at
Yeah.
this point. After 15 years.
Are you more shocked or like interested or amused from like just not even a business aspect, from a personal aspect, by something that's rare, has a high dollar amount, or something that like maybe interests you personally, whether it was like a dragster or something, you know, like crazy?
I think both. I mean, it definitely interests a lot of the rarer it is, or the more unique it is. Obviously, it's going to interest us more just because we're getting to the point where we've seen like quite a few different pieces now. So we like to see the different things. But personally, there's not, we look at it just as business. So we're like, okay, we're going to buy it and sell it, So
But sometimes the most exciting thing is not the most rare thing, because the most rare thing can sometimes be the hardest thing to sell.
right.
So sometimes the most thing I get excited about is the most simple things that I know I can turn around and sell like 100 of them
Right.
this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that you got 100 scooters that you can just blow out, and then you got that one scooter that's customized that you're gonna take the right person to come along, and that's a cool scooter, but it's gonna sit here for like 6 months,
Yeah.
That's always an interesting point, and we see it maybe less, but similarly, where people have a lot more value attached to their items than what you can, whether it's from a ability to flip or
Listen,
whatever.
that's just human nature. Like,
it is.
I mean, I think my stuff is worth more. It's not.
Right.
Like, there's a value. There's a market value on everything. Whether you like what it is or not, it doesn't matter, because it's only, something is worth only what someone's willing to pay you for it, period. I don't care what the internet says. I don't care what the person said that they were appraising it. Whoever's handing you cash is what the item's worth. And that's hard to hear.
Let me ask you a quick question, because I still feel kind of guilty about this one time.
I wonder if you're going to go where what I'm thinking of.
This very not smart college graduate came to the scooter shop one time with a scooter, a used scooter, and said, hey, like, I'm leaving town in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. Here's my scooter.
Here's my scooter. I got to sell the scooter. What will you give me for it? I said, I'll give you $75 for it. I mean, like, I knew he was leaving in the next 30 minutes, and I knew he was desperate to sell it. Like, I mean,
Dog.
Now I feel super bad.
I've done this enough times where I'm like, $75, you might have overpaid for this. I don't know.
I mean, look.
I said, dude, you way overpaid. It should have been $50.
Did I?
Did it run? I mean, do you know
that's
this?
a good question.
Like,
it did run. It was in good shape. It only had 700 miles on it. Like, it was in good shape. And I said, like, hey, and I was super honest. I was like, look, you have the opportunity, like, you can sell this right now. You can go sell this to somebody else.
Right.
You're gonna get a lot more for it. But you just walked in here and you said that you need to sell it now. You're leaving in the next 30 minutes. If you want me to pay you cash right now for it, I'm gonna give you $75. And he was like, all right, give me the $75.
Are you for hire?
I mean,
at the end of the day, I think it's how you deliver the message, right? So for me, I mean, I do that. This is what I do every day. I tell people, this is what it's worth. This is what I can pay you. It's ultimately their choice on what they want to do.
And you're the person with the money. You're like,
I mean, I'll be honest. Like, it was definitely worth a little bit more than $75.
Oh, I know it was.
Right?
It was
But
like
obviously, he was in a desperate mode. Like, I got to get out of town.
You have a business
now.
to run. You have a business to run. If people come in my store and they think that I should pay them what they can sell it for, then I'm like, go open a store with the expenses that go with that.
That's true.
I'm not saying like you should try and rip people off. I'm very straightforward on what I can pay, but at the same time, I'm in money to make business, I'm in business to make money, right?
Or money to make business.
Yeah, money to make business. So the thing is, I mean, you know, it is what it is, and if you tell them exactly what you just said, I feel like.
I mean, and I did. I was very, very straightforward. Like, you should take the time to spend and like market this yourself and sell it. You're going to be able to get way more.
Take the next 30 minutes and market this really well.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time.
He was like, dude, I'm leaving town. I got to like sell
I mean, and honestly, that's their choice. Like, I'm like, hey, you got Facebook Marketplace, right? Because it used to be like Craigslist.
I didn't even have that at that time.
Right. Nobody does Craigslist anymore, so now it's Facebook Marketplace. Or I tell them, like, yeah, try and sell it individually or try and find a private buyer. You will get the most money that way. That's how it is. But if you're coming to a business, you know, then we have to make money. So that's it.
So we talk about stigmas in the actual episode, which is interesting to tune into. But my question to you is, if that person had come back and said, 75, how about $150? Would you have taken it? Like, what point do you be like, we try to eliminate haggling from our showroom because I look at that as an insult to a customer. If I can sell it for a lower price, I'm going to. But people come into the showroom thinking that because of their other experiences in an automotive industry or whatever, that they want to come in and haggle. And I imagine that's the same for you guys.
It's so
and I don't know how
that y'all run it like that,
all the
because
time.
that's how we do.
Yeah.
We do the same. Like, we're not really. I mean, he told 3 different people today. I heard him like, "This is my price. Whether you're my mom, my sister, whoever." This is what I can offer you. Like, I don't like how that feels
for your mom, bro?
to haggle. Yeah, I mean, I gotta make money. I gotta make money. You know, I'm in business to make money.
If that person reversed and said $150,
so to answer your question, I believe that even did happen. And I said, look, I was like, you're the one who's leaving town last minute. I was like, I have plenty of inventory. I don't need to necessarily buy the scooter. I'm willing to buy the scooter, but it's got to be at this price. Is the way that conversation went down.
Again,
and he was like, yeah, I get it, and he did it. But I mean, was the scooter worth more than $75? The answer was yes.
Of
course, it has to be.
Yeah.
Right.
So you shouldn't feel bad.
No, I don't.
You started off saying
honestly,
you feel bad. You should not feel bad.
Yeah.
I think you feel bad when if you like lie to somebody about the value in something, or if you tell them, oh no, this is only worth this much, and you do whatever. I mean, I say things all the time like, this is just a piece of gold. Look at my case. I'm not going to put it in my case. It's going to the refinery. Therefore, I can pay you what market value is for the gold today. You know, things like that. I think if you educate and you kind of talk to people about what the process or the thoughts behind whatever you're offering, I think that's fair game.
And for us, it's like, yeah, the scooter runs right now. That's fantastic. That's why I can offer you $75 in this scenario. If it breaks down in 30 days for the new customer, guess who's eating that?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have to work that into my possibilities, range of outcomes and stuff like that. And some people get that and some people don't.
Well, so for us, that's watches. People bring us watches, fine watches, and it's very expensive to service a fine watch. And so they're like, but it's running now. I'm like, but we have to resell it with it running for 3 years. Like that's our deal. Like, it's a moving parts warranty. We have to put money into it from the watchmaker, and it costs X amount. So it's the same conversation, just different, items.
It's always interesting. Yeah.
This has been fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
It might have been the best side hustle in a while, but
yeah, I mean,
maybe we should join our businesses or something.
Yeah, dude.
Diamonds and scooters.
Haile Plantation would love a scooter shop.
I mean, you're selling some equity in your business. Maybe I'll just like buy in somehow.
That's going to be a late night podcast.
Actually, I think Haile would do really well with scooters. All those roundabouts,
Yeah. There's so much opportunity here, guys.
Untapped.
Let's just keep drinking and see what happens.
We'll take over the entire city.
Cheers.
Thank you guys so much.
Hey, you guys, thanks so much for coming on. You guys, this was another episode of The Side Hustle. Definitely go check out their episode. We have Clint and Sheena Asbell from Haile Jewelry and Loans.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
That's
you,
correct.
guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.